Yeah, some interesting things in there. You know, I don't even need to read it. I already know it all. Good morning. And, well, in light of all the recent events, I've been seeing a lot of people still calling Charlie Kirk a racist. And I'm not here for it. So let's kind of go through what he believes about race and actually see if it meets the definition. And I'm talking the real definition. I'm talking a book's definition. In fact, why don't we see what it says here? Look at this. Look at all these words. That means they even got a picture of a lizard. I think it's called a race runner. I learned something new today. So, what is racism according to an actual dictionary? Webster's 2, New Riverside Dictionary. Okay, all right. The notion that one's own ethnic stock is superior. Prejudice or discrimination based on racism. Interesting. That is what racism is. You believe that your own ethnic stock, your own race, is better than somebody else's. And no, you can't say, well, somebody else's is worse. No, that's not how it works. What does Charlie Kirk believe, though? Let's take a look here and see if he meets that definition. That is the real definition. No matter how much you may want to change it, we're not changing it. So, let's take a look. All right, here we go. From Charlie Kirk's own YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. They still upload a lot of great stuff.
If you were to board a flight with United Airlines, would you rather have a pilot that is qualified or one that is diverse?
I would not care what color the skin they are. Why should it matter what the pilot looks like? As long as they physically can do the job and are good at it, and were picked because they were good at it, then I'm happy about that.
Answer.
But what does he have to say?
That makes no sense. Why is there two different things? How is it different? When you go to American Airlines...
Because in the pursuit of diversity, you sacrifice excellence every time.
That's true.
With Harvard, we know this with Yale, we know this with the military, every time.
Yeah. If you're focused on getting diverse candidates, then you're not focused on getting great candidates. You're focused on filling this role here. I do hiring. You can filter everything out and then go, oh, well, these people fit these things here. I have a contract that I had to read that a customer wanted, and in it had a very long acronym for women, LGBT, disadvantaged businesses, and other things, and it wanted me to hire based on race. It wanted me to effectively, it wanted me to prioritize that and make sure that we were a diverse company. I'm like, I don't care what color skin you are. I don't care where you like to put a hot dog. I mean, I don't want to know what you're doing in the bedroom with someone else and who that someone else is. I don't need to know that. I'm here to get you to, see if you can work here and have a job and fix things. Not, oh, hey, where do you like to put a penis? No, I don't need to know that. That's not a question I need to have an answer to. I just need to know whether you can do this job and do it well. I never ask questions about race, what's your sex life like. I don't care. You shouldn't care. That's none of my business. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. And I'm not going to hire you based on that. I'm going to hire you based on whether you're good enough to do the job. But if I focused on that, that'd be the first question. Well, how many diverse factors do you hit? And, well, if I have a white dude here who's really good at this, but, hey, I got this other dude who likes to take it in the butt. And, he's not as good as this guy, but, he is gay. I'm going to hire this guy first. No, not going to do that. Anyway, let's keep going.
Every example that we pursue diversity, an institution becomes less excellent. If you're going to go from 4% of the pilots being black to 50% of the pilots to be black, it begs the question, you are going to lower the standards.
So my
you're
question
going
is,
to put a square peg through a round hole. You are going to force something that naturally is not happening. And you will all of a sudden be playing a very treacherous and dangerous game when you board a plane. When I get heart surgery, or if I board a plane, I don't care about the color of the skin
See?
of the person doing it.
Right,
I want excellence, and I want meritocracy.
Exactly. And that's what's wrong. You see, meritocracy is the real problem here. And that's why the left ultimately is arguing for this. They don't care about the color of your skin either. The left doesn't care about any of it. They care about power. And they know that their constituents, most of the left, don't like meritocracy. Why? What is meritocracy? Meritocracy is basically you earn what you get. The left are not known to be hard workers. They're not known to be out there doing double shifts and trying their best to be the best employee they can be. Anyone who works in any field will tell you that a Democrat almost never works harder than a Republican. And I will probably stand on that and be like, yep, that's definitely true. A hardcore leftist will never work as hard as a regular conservative. Never. There's always exceptions. There's always that, like I said, never. But there's always an exception. There's always that one guy. But in general, if you had to put money on it and you're going to find a hard worker, chances are it's going to be a conservative. The left is, their entire system pursues free stuff. They want better welfare systems. They want more checks during the week. They want free Obama phones. They want everything for free. One, there's no such thing as free. Somebody's paying for it. And usually, if it's not taxed and it's just printed, you're paying for it. You just don't realize it, which is eventually what the left is going to have to figure out. But that's another video. Let's go on to the Charlie Kirk's next. Now, this one is right after. This is Van Jones from CNN. I saw this before. And Charlie Kirk had been arguing with him pretty harshly. Well, no, I wouldn't say harshly, but he's been arguing with him and debating for like the week before that, before he was murdered. And he had asked Van Jones the night before he passed away whether, hey, let's have a talk. Let's do this. It'd be fun. We'll talk. We'll agree to disagree, and we'll be gentlemen. But I'll let Van Jones... And I live in South Carolina. A racist wouldn't do this.
Hey guys, I've decided I'm going to do something. I'm going to share something personal that I wasn't sure I was going to share. But I think it's important. Charlie Kirk and I were not friends at all. In fact, the last week of his life, we were beefing hard. Beefing online, beefing on air. But the day before he died, he did something that shocked me. He sent me a personal message, calling for personal dialogue, wanted me to come on his show. He said we could be gentlemen together. He said we could deal with our disagreements agreeably.
Exactly.
And
a racist wouldn't talk to a black man that way. You guys have no idea what racism is. I live in South Carolina. There are real racists. They are out there. They are people who will judge you by the color of your skin. They will look at you and go, you're not enough because of the way you look. That is not something that a racist says. That's not. Prove me wrong. I have looked through a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff, and he is consistent on his belief that it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It matters about your content of your character. Ironically enough, he echoes, and we all echo, Martin Luther King Jr., which I thought was the gold standard. But let's keep going here. There's more. You can check out CNN if you want to. I mean, they're iffy, but hey. Here's another one here. The civil rights debate that Charlie Kirk has.
Notoriously anti-Civil Rights Act.
There's parts of it that were good. I'll give you an example. Merrick Garland recently said that states cannot have voter ID because it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act. So that's insane.
So why, I've seen videos on this, why do Democrats assume that black people can't get a driver's license? I don't understand that. Is that a thing? I have never met anyone ever who was of age that was mentally capable of driving that didn't have a driver's license or an ID of some sort. I don't understand. So they either Democrats honestly think that they have to parent these people and hold their hand to do everything, which is what I actually believe. I think Democrats don't have a high view of their constituents. They view them as babies and treat them as such. That's why they provide so much for you. The government is your daddy. Anyway. There's been videos on it where they pull people aside in black neighborhoods and, hey, do you have a driver's license? And they're like, yeah. Well, what if people said, hey, because you're black, I don't think you got one. That's kind of racist, because you're kind of assuming that, well, my race is clearly smart enough to get one, but yours isn't. That kind of fits the definition. But assuming that, hey, they're just like me, they can get a driver's license, there's nothing wrong with them, then you suddenly go, oh, well, they're the same as me, then they can get a driver's license, I can get one, and what's the problem here? I don't understand. So, when they push voter ID, they're pushing one thing: the ease of it, the ease of cheating, and that's a conversation I think that no one wants to really have. But it is a conversation that probably needs to be done, and I honestly think Trump's going to solve that problem. I think he's going to prove some interesting things about the 2020 election. And we all know he's going for it. He's biding his time. He's bidening his time. But he is going to do it. But, hey, time will tell. Let's keep going here. I got another video, and then we'll call
example,
the...
if you go to a Walgreens and someone says, blacks shall not come in, that should obviously be illegal. But if it says that, hey, at Walgreens, black customers are stopped more for shoplifting than white customers, then they have come into stores, by the way, and big settlements have been paid because it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act, even though it turns out that the black shoplifters were actually shoplifting more on average than white shoplifters. So disparate impact is very, very dangerous.
Okay.
And that's where the Civil Rights Act allowed us to go.
Now, so I don't necessarily agree with Charlie Kirk on that one. That's the only time where he has anything that is remotely... I wouldn't say racist, but it definitely seems that way. That is the evidence on the other side. So basically what he's saying is that an example of why the Civil Rights Act is bad is because, and he's not arguing that it is in and of itself bad, it's the application of it. And he's like, well, in a Walgreens, when you can't separate people by race and can't let certain people come in at certain times, but you should, in his words, be able to stop certain colors of people to frisk them to see if they're stealing from you, based on statistics. Technically not racism, but it's on the line. And I can't really give him that one. That is almost a racist statement. It's close. He is basing it on statistics, so it's not like he believes that his is better, that he is better. But I can see where if you argue that he is, that is the only line I've ever heard him say that is close to it. I don't think he is based on everything else, but if you're going to argue that he is one, that's your evidence. That he's basically saying, hey, people should be frisked based on race. You can twist that back around. Now, I don't think that's the example he was honestly trying to give. I think that goes on a little further, but we're not going to watch that whole thing. And speaking of which, we have one last video here, and then we'll do some
So, first of all, you're wrong. It is being taught in
discussion.
It'll be an example. Not only is it being taught, it's being enforced.
He's talking about critical race theory. He was asked about that right before this.
There is a playground where they say white families not allowed. Would you support that?
That seems like a ridiculous edge case.
So I'll give you another example. Actually, in the National Education Association training manual, which is the largest teacher union in the country, they had a seminar on how to teach critical race theory to kids. That sounds like it's in our schools, doesn't it?
What that is it's literally just common sense. It's saying that this is real history. This is what has happened in the past.
That's not what critical race theory is. Critical race theory is you're racist no matter what you do. Basically, yeah. Shorten it all to one sentence. That's what it is.
Right. So what?
That matters.
Okay, got it. So, for example, would you say that black-only dormitories is wrong?
It certainly creates a sense of community. I don't see any problem with that. We have sororities. We have male-only dorms.
Right. So racial differences are irrelevant and immaterial. Chromosomal differences actually do matter. But let me ask you a question. Are there differences between races?
Not biologically.
Then why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Segregation is what you're arguing for, my friend.
Yeah. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but if you are promoting that, you are for segregation. You believe that certain races can't mix together, either because you're actually a racist, or you, just plain racism, because you believe that one race can mix with everybody and be fine, but others, they're not smart enough or kind enough to mix with other people, so they have to be separated. That's pretty much what it is. Let's keep going.
No, sir.
How is it not segregation to have blacks in their own dorms?
You've just pigeonholed me.
Pigeonholed him. I don't even...
Essentially just like, you've distracted from my original argument.
No,
about
you
what
did that
does-
to yourself. Let's
Yeah.
reemphasize.
Okay.
Ibram X. Kendi argues, who is one of the leading thinkers of critical theory, race theory, discrimination today to atone for discrimination of yesterday. We have black-only graduations.
Yeah, and that is so terrible. I'm so glad we're kind of moving away from this kind of thinking, at least with Trump. But the left isn't doing it, but at least the right is starting to expand enough to kind of control this narrative.
Excuse me. University, black-only dormitories across the country, for example, at Western Washington University. Can you join me today in saying black-only dormitories are evil, wrong, and it's segregation?
You still haven't answered my question about why does this history simultaneously mean nothing?
Well, I'm
And
happy to answer
also-
that, but the fact you're dodging segregation in America, why is that?
I'm arguing against segregation.
So you're against black-only dormitories?
Yes.
Well, you said it was a force of community, and then for your not for critical race
That's
theory.
an option. We have choice.
Oh, so you could choose to segregate.
That's a pigeonhole.
What do you think of white-only dormitories? Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
So I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong.
And that is who he is. You may say a lot of mean things about him. He's not always right. He's not always perfect. As we can see, some of the examples he gives for the Civil Rights Act before this were not well illustrated. But this is what he really believes. And he consistently repeats this over and over. You watch a lot of videos on him, and this is always what he says. He doesn't care. He just wants things done based on merit, and that's it. He doesn't want people separated by color. He doesn't want people judging by color. He just wants people to be on the same page as everyone else. That everyone is on equal footing and judged based on what they can accomplish, and that's it. Let me go back to my main camera here. So, is he a racist? Absolutely not. I've seen real racism. I live in South Carolina. It's here. It's dying, slowly but surely. Usually it's a bunch of old people from 100 years ago. And even they are softening to the idea of, hey, maybe we're all the same. The more you say everything is racism, the more you dilute what actually is out there hurting people. There are people out there who actually do believe it. They're a small number, and they're on their way out of this world. They're not going to be here much longer. So, let them go. They're not in charge anymore. Most of them have long since retired and are on Social Security, sitting there probably watching this video and going, they're calling me out, but hey, I don't care. I don't know. Nobody watching my videos anyway, so who cares? Anyway, prove me wrong. If you find something that he said that truly is racist, I'd like to hear about it, because I want to know. I don't think he ever did. I think he was a good man. I think he was a good Christ follower, and he judged people not at all, honestly. He knew the ultimate truth, that we are all sinners and fall short of the glory of God, and if we're all sinners and we're all doomed, then we're all the same. And understanding that basic principle is what makes every Christian not a racist. If you're truly a Christian, you understand that there is no one better than you. There's no one worse than you. We're all equal in God's eyes, and we're all equally doomed without Jesus. So, anyway, if you know of anything else that he has that he said, let me know in the comments, and have a blessed day, everybody. We'll see you next time.